Hey guys, Vernon Croy here from DocSports.com for Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. I'm going to get to the Croy's baseball report in just a moment. First of all, make sure that you give the video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button below as we do several free pick videos for you every single day right here on the Doc Sports YouTube channel. Now, Doc Sports has been around for 53 years. I've been doing this professionally for the last 26 years. Make sure that you give the video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button right now. Now, the baseball report, the first one that I did for you, went 8-3. We went 10-5 yesterday with the baseball report. That's good for 18-8 with the last two baseball reports that I've given you. Make sure that you give the video a big thumbs up. Post in the comment section. I definitely appreciate it. Now, we also cashed my 4-unit Major League Baseball play yesterday. I'm now on an 8-1 all sports run the last 4 days overall, good for over $2,800 in profits for $100 clients. I do have a 4-unit Major League Baseball play going here early Wednesday. Get the pick right here exclusively at DocSports.com. It's the game between the Houston Astros and Detroit Tigers. Thanks a lot for your support as always, much appreciated. Now let's get to your baseball report for Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. And your first matchup is between the St. Louis Cardinals and Miami Marlins. Now, St. Louis sends Palante to the mound. Miami sends Alcantara. I do like Miami in the spot. St. Louis did take the first two games. I did give you St. Louis yesterday as well. However, we're taking the Miami Marlins on the money line, minus 120 over the St. Louis Cardinals. Your next matchup is between the New York Mets and Washington Nationals. Now, the Mets send Senga to the mound against Lord. They're heavily favored in this game, minus 160. They should be. I like the New York Mets. I never play anything over minus 150. This is going to be another rare exception. We are taking the New York Mets on the money line, minus 160 over the Washington Nationals. Now let's get to your next matchup between the Milwaukee Brewers and Chicago Cubs. You know what? I gave you Milwaukee in the first game of that doubleheader. They did not win that. I also gave you the Cubs in the second half of that doubleheader. They did win that. I look for Milwaukee to bounce back here today. We're taking the Milwaukee Brewers minus 110 over the Chicago Cubs. Now moving on to your next matchup between the Los Angeles Dodgers and Colorado Rockies. Now the Dodgers obviously have Ohtani on the mound. They're heavily favored in this game. There's no way you can go against them. The run line, we're looking at 3.5 runs here. I'm taking it. So I'm taking the Los Angeles Dodgers on the run line, minus 3.5, minus 110 over the Colorado Rockies. Moving on to your next matchup between the San Francisco Giants and San Diego Padres. San Francisco sends Root to the mound against Sears. Lefty for the Padres. I do like San Francisco in the spot, and I think we're getting tremendous value with them on the money line, plus 135 over the San Diego Padres. Your next matchup between Houston and Detroit, obviously I have a 4-unit play in that game. Make sure you get it right here exclusively at DocSports.com. Moving on to your next matchup between the New York Yankees and Tampa Bay Rays. The Yankees send Schittler to the mound against Rasmussen. Tampa Bay is favored in this game. I think the Yankees are on a roll right now. You can't go against them. We're taking the New York Yankees plus 100 over the Tampa Bay Rays. Moving on to your next matchup between the Texas Rangers and Kansas City Royals. Now, Texas is actually undecided who they're going to start in this game as of this time when I'm shooting this video for you at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Kansas City sends Cameron to the mound, lefty. I do like Kansas City in the spot. We're taking the Kansas City Royals on the money line, minus 120 over the Texas Rangers. Moving on to your next matchup between the Athletics and the Minnesota Twins. The Athletics send Ginn to the mound against Ober. You know what? I did give you the Athletics yesterday. They won that game. However, we're coming back with the Minnesota Twins on the money line, minus 120 over the Athletics. I do like this pitching matchup for them here tonight. Moving on to your next matchup between the Toronto Blue Jays and Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, Toronto is fairly heavily favored in this game. They should be. They're the superior team. Bassett's on the mound for them against Oviedo. You know what? I actually like the value with Pittsburgh in this game. I can't take them on the money line. I can take them on the run line, plus 1.5, minus 110 over the Toronto Blue Jays. Moving on to your next matchup between the Seattle Mariners and Philadelphia Phillies. Seattle sends Castillo to the mound against Luzardo for the Phillies. You know what? I did give you Philadelphia yesterday. I'll also give you Philadelphia the day before. They did win the first 2 games. I look for them to sweep. We're taking the Philadelphia Phillies on the money line, minus 145 over the Seattle Mariners. Moving on to your next matchup between the Cleveland Guardians and Arizona Diamondbacks. You know what? I gave you the over in this game yesterday. I expect another high-scoring game here today with this pitching matchup. So we're taking the Cleveland Guardians and Arizona Diamondbacks to go over 9 total runs at minus 120. Moving on to your next matchup between the Chicago White Sox and Atlanta Braves. Now, Atlanta pulled off the win yesterday. We did have them on the money line. They won that game 11-10. Close game. Shouldn't have been that close, but it was. I like Atlanta on the run line here today with this pitching matchup. So we're taking the Atlanta Braves on the run line, minus 1.5, plus 100 over the Chicago White Sox. Moving on to your final matchup here, and it's between the Cincinnati Reds and Los Angeles Angels. Cincinnati sends Martinez to the mound against Kikuchi. I did give you Cincinnati in the first 2 games of this series. However, I do like Kikuchi on the mound here, the lefty against the Reds. So we're taking the Los Angeles Angels on the money line here tonight, minus 135 over the Cincinnati Reds. Now, make sure that you post in the comment section and let me know what you think about the baseball report. This is the 3rd report I've ever done. We're 18-8. That's right, 18-8. 18 wins, 8 losses with the last 2 reports. We went 10-5 yesterday. The first report went 8-3. Give the video a big thumbs up. Post in the comment section. Definitely appreciate your time as always. In winning, Vernon Croy.